Let's get it together. Here we go. So first things first, let's get the bad news out of the way here, okay? And I don't think this is any surprise to anybody. When we did the post game show immediately following the Commanders game, I know you guys heard me say, to me, it looked like a collarbone on Jayden Reed. Other people were saying AC joint possibly. That kind of gave me a little bit of hope there. I wasn't sure the difference in the recovery time, but it is confirmed here by Ian Rappaport. Obviously, this was tweeted out yesterday, and I know it was a little bit busy day yesterday. But Packers wide receiver Jayden Reed ruled out tonight with shoulder injury, has suffered a fractured collarbone. Coach Matt LaFleur said he's headed for injured reserve and out for the foreseeable future. They do expect him back this season. And now Ian Rappaport had quote tweeted that, I think, earlier today and said, the hope is that it's a 6 to 8 week injury for Jayden Reed, which would bring him back in November. So
happy Thanksgiving, Packer fans. Let's go.
Right about the time that you get Christian Watson back as well, right, Tim?
Absolutely. And Lord knows the bumps and bruises our team will have by that time in the season, right? We could have other guys banged up. It could be absolute perfect timing to get Scoot and Bird back in the mix right around the same time. So keeping our fingers crossed for Jayden Reed.
Yeah, definitely. And again, I think Jayden Reed is kind of the straw that stirs the this offensive scheme's drink, if you will. Anytime you're playing F in Matt LaFleur's offense, you got a lot of that motion and everything. It's so important. So now the question becomes, who's going to step in for Jayden Reed? Are they going to trust Matthew Golden in the slot, move him to the slot? Now you're taking speed away from Z. I don't like that. I honestly think, Tim, what we'll probably see here is a little bit of Wicks in the slot.
Yeah.
And probably Savion Williams, which I'm feeling more and more comfortable with him getting more snaps. So who knows though? Savion may be seen as more of a slot receiver than Tay Wicks. Although I will say Tay Wicks's skill level, Tim, what he's good at, I think it kind of fits the slot. Because if you're going to have these teams that sometimes you'll notice they'll play off the one on the outside on both sides, but on the two, which is typically the F, the slot, you'll notice they'll snug up. I love Tay against press coverage for sure. So, and it seems like he's fixed the hands issue for the most part so far in this early season here.
I was just going to say, I mean, we're 2 games in. I don't think there's a Packer fan alive that thinks that Tay Wicks doesn't already look better than he did last year. So clearly he put the work in during the offseason, despite the calf issue that he was dealing with throughout training camp, kind of cost him some time, but clearly he made an emphasis on the hands, right? And he's been an absolute magnet for the football these first couple of games, honestly. So I would tend to agree with you, Clayton. I think that, right off the top of your head, who are you going to replace in that role? Yeah, I'd probably go with Tay Wicks right out of the bat.
Yeah, Elijah Gwynn in the chat says, has Tay dropped anything yet? Thought he's been looking nice to start the year. I don't think he's got a drop yet, to the best of my knowledge.
I think he had one on Thursday, but it was, like I always say, a PBU is a PBU, man. It's not a drop. Good defense is good defense. But I think maybe one, if any. I think Elijah's onto something here. I don't, 1 or 0 for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so there you go. There's your Jayden Reed update, obviously, and Jen Rod, I completely agree. She says Wicks and Savion both look good, right? And I completely agree.
Yep.
Wicks is starting to realize got some young whippersnappers on his heels right now, right? And it's looking like you'll probably move on from Romeo Dobbs after this year. At least that's the way it's sitting right now. If that's the case, then you're sorry, Ron, but if that is the case, then you're going to have yourself in a position, if you're Tay Wicks, to kind of fill that void, right? Whether you end up playing boundary X or filling in the slot when people are banged up, that type of thing. I think the long-term goal, obviously, Tim, and maybe it turns into a short-term goal, is that you want Savion and Matthew Golden to take that job from Tay Wicks. So you even got to think about extending him, and you got a veteran on the bench. I think they'll value Tay Wicks over Savion currently, though.
I would too. I would lean on the experience factor. The fact that Tay Wicks is battle tested, incredible rookie year, kind of took a step back last year. This year he seems to be trending upward already, like we just said, 2 games in. I'm going with my experience. I'm going with like you said, the guy that's hungry to keep that spot and to prove that he belongs, right? Another name that comes into mind, not necessarily slot role, but Malik Heath. I mean, he proved to be a dog on Thursday, and we know he's got great hands. So I think that there's enough receiver by committee in this locker room that I don't want to say that, losing Jayden Reed is not significant, because it is, but
Mhm.
I'm fully confident between the personnel that we have and the way Matt LaFleur is just, a master of scheming guys open. I think you're right. I think we have our preferences. Like we said, we'd like to see Tay in the slot, um, before a guy like Matthew Golden, perhaps, because like you said, you're sacrificing some of that speed on the outside. But bottom line, we're going to win ball games. And when we're healthy and we're at full strength, we'll see what happens. But I'm with you, Clay, man. I'd like to see Tay in that role, at least right away here. We got Cleveland and Dallas on the road. The definition of trap games, obviously two teams that, based on what we've seen, we should beat the brakes off of. But you never know, right? Any given Sunday. So I think it's all hands on deck, and I think we'll see a lot of guys in places that maybe we're not used to seeing.
Right.
Like Savion Williams in the Wildcat. We saw that at TCU a little bit. I didn't think we'd be 2 weeks into the season and see it right away. But good old Tupac LaFleur going in the bag and calling one of those plays like we always ask for, right, Clay? Call
Yeah.
that when they least expect it. Don't call it on 3rd and 2. Call
Right.
that joker when they're sleeping, and let's get them. And so I think between Matt LaFleur's game plans offensively and the talent that we have, I think we're going to be all right.
Yeah. 2-0 for this says, once you light wicks on fire, that Serenity by Jane candle will continue to burn. So good luck paying for it on your $0 salary, including benefits, babe. I love
Oh,
y'all. It's so good. All right, let's jump into
I
it. And by
still
the
always
way,
remember when she threw the Dundee at that little
oh,
13-inch flat screen that he had
that's
on the
that's what
wall.
I was talking about. That's when he said good luck paying for it because she was unemployed. Oh man, it's such a
Oh,
good
man.
that episode is definitely top three, no doubt about
Classic.
it. Yeah. And it looks like for those who care, I know we were having a pre-show chat about this Georgia Tennessee game. Georgia just scores a touchdown in overtime to win it. I think the ninth straight victory for Kirby Smart at Tennessee, I believe, or maybe not Kirby Smart, but Georgia at Tennessee, I think. So, yeah, it's that was a hell of a ball game right there. That was really good. So,
For sure.
a
Them
lot of
Bulldogs, man.
yeah,
Them Bulldogs.
a lot of future NFL players playing in that game.
A
I
lot of future
promise.
Packers in that game, right?
Yeah.